Hello everybody, GL1 here, and today I'm going to talk about the Empire Strikes Back toys. And I'm doing this especially for my friend who had never seen Star Wars movies until I showed them to her. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that guys that have shows on toys and have a lot of Star Wars toys probably don't have friends, and very unlikely that they would have female friends. Well, I am bucking that trend. And so here we go, Empire Strikes Back toys, and I'm going to try to sort of go in order of how the characters showed up in the movie. So we found Luke on the ice planet of Hoth, and this is Luke here, Luke Skywalker. And I didn't take him out of the little package here because I really wasn't going to play with him. What I really wanted was the Wampa. So now I'm not including spaceships and stuff in this episode. I'll do that at another time. But anyway, this setup here, Wampa and Luke. Okay, so in the beginning of the movie, I hope I'm not giving this away, the Wampa attacks Luke, okay, and then puts him in his little ice house and is going to eat him, and things don't go the Wampa's way. Well, this is part of a Power of the Force toy setup where they gave you this little wrist communicator looking thing. All right, so you put this on and it's got this, you can strap this to your wrist, and then it, kind of like that, and you just go up to the toy and you tap it to turn it on and it talks. I really don't like the way it works. Early for the Phantom Menace, this is actually newer than the Phantom Menace. These toys are newer even though they go to an older movie. But the Phantom Menace movie onward had like a little communicator looking device, and it had these little chips that all doubled as stands for the figures, and you would take the chip and run it under this communicator, and then it would say like three things and then have a sound. I thought that thing worked a lot better. But anyway, here we go. So we have Luke here, and he's going to say things that don't go with this particular movie, actually.
I'm looking for a great warrior.
Okay, so that actually was, well, he's looking for Yoda. That's true. In The Empire Strikes Back.
I'm looking for a great warrior.
And then you tap it again. So I think you got to hold it up to his back. All right, so yeah, it does a lightsaber.
I can help them. I feel the Force.
Okay, that's Empire Strikes Back. Maybe I was wrong about that. And you tap it. It's supposed to make different sounds.
I won't fail you. I'm not afraid.
Okay, he's talking to Yoda there.
There's something not right here.
Yeah,
I feel cold.
Yeah. Well, that's when he's on that planet with Yoda and he's going to the darker area.
I'm not afraid.
Okay, so he's not afraid and he's not going to fail you. Well, the Wampa does it too. So you can see the Wampa has this little symbol here on the foot, see? And then matches this. So it lets you know. Making Wampa sounds. So he's making a lot of roaring sounds, okay? But there's one sound he doesn't make. So the Wampa has really pretty good articulation. You see, he's got like ankles and knees and elbows, and they can move around, his shoulders, his head turns. But the sound that the Wampa doesn't make is ow, because Luke cuts his arm off, see? And there's the meat, and Wampa meat. And he thought he was going to get Luke meat, but that didn't work out so well. And he was eating Tauntaun. That's what that blood is from. He was eating Luke's Tauntaun. So, all right, so the Wampa is, as you can see, cute. It's really like the abominable snowman, right? With horns that are reminiscent of Tauntaun horns. I don't have a Tauntaun here, but the Tauntaun I have is on the 12-inch scale. So I'm only doing 3.75-inch scale toys here. All right, so now we go to Hoth. We're staying on Hoth, and then, Han Solo, 1980 Hoth toy, found Luke, and then he cut the tauntaun open and put Luke inside to keep him warm. And so here we have Han Solo, and I don't have any of the accessories that might have come with this. But an interesting fact is all of the Star Wars toys, 1980, 1977, 78, were made in Hong Kong. And then after that, they said China. So here is a Hoth, well, I mean, later on after that, quite a bit, after 99, actually, when Hong Kong reverted back to China. Here is just a rebel soldier. All right, so you could see he's got some nice pleating there. You could see actually, well, yeah, similar style. And here is an ice stormtrooper. And, you know, they were attacking the rebel base on Hoth. And, of course, they needed to be a little bit warmer. So they had this, you know, outfit here. This is also 1980, which is when the movie came out. And it's got that limited articulation. All right. Well, one of my favorite toys back in the day was Yoda. And man, I wish I took even better care of this. He had a little red snake that went around his neck. It might have been orange. And yeah, it was orange. And then he had a little cane. I lost the cane. But I kept the outfit and his little belt. And he got some goo on him. And it got into the clothes. I think that is the goo from what I'll show you later is in the next, another episode on the Empire's Return of the Jedi, this goo that goes to Jabba the Hutt. And I think it got on his clothes and just kind of got stuck, amalgamated on there. But anyway, he's very cute, and he's smiling. And then I guess it's some yard sale or something. Somebody gave me another one, and you can see it's been chewed on, maybe by a dog. It's missing an eye. So that's a pretty messed up Yoda. Well, I wanted another Yoda later. So sometime around 1995, I got this Yoda. And this has the little backpack thing that you can put on Luke while he's training. And I don't know if I have that Luke or where he is. Maybe I just got the Yoda by itself. I really don't remember. But I put the backpack on Darth Vader because I thought that was funny. And that's usually how I have him set up on the shelf. But here's the little cane. But, you know, the real clothing is much cuter, right? I mean, they should have just stuck with that. But anyway, there's Yoda. And with his, you know, limited articulation, that's all he does. All right. Actually, you know, the old one, at least he had individual legs that moved, right? So that's kind of cool. And then Mrs. GL1 got me this for my car. And this is actually not that old. You know what? I think it's old. Yeah, it's 2006. Okay, it's really old, and I can't believe I've had it that long. But every once in a while I hit it to keep the batteries active. If you have something that has a battery, that has batteries in it, and you keep the batteries in it, you do need to every once in a while activate it. That'll stop the batteries from shorting and ruining your toy, like with the acid comes out of them and everything. So, although you should just take the batteries out. But anyway, here we go.
Yes, Jedi strength flows from the Force.
Very loud, which is nice if you're driving.
How do I get? Yes.
That was the sound of this thing turning off automatically. If you tap it, it comes back on.
Strong am I with the Force. Control. You must learn control. Impossible to see. The future is.
Don't you wish you had one of these?
Hurry. Careful timing we will need. Reach out. Sense the Force around you.
And speaking of sense, you can put it on sensor mode, and I think it's really just vibrations as the car's going, and it's just going to talk.
Always two there are. Hard to see the dark side is.
All right, so
May the Force be with you.
there you go. May the Force be with you. And I have 1991 Yoda Pez. Yep, that's right, Yoda Pez. So you can load your Pez in there, and underneath Yoda's neck, he can give you a sugary treat. All right, well, moving on, we are going to Bespin. And, well, a lot of things happened on Bespin, some not so good. And that's when we were introduced to the Ugnaughts, which I never paid attention to. But here's a 1980 Ugnaught, and you can see that. So, and then later, 1998. See, it says China already on them, actually. So it was before 99, but 1980 said Hong Kong. 1998, it said China. Although they could have been made in China, not Hong Kong. They could have been made, in a different province. So there you go. These are, you can see the sophistication is greater. And this is actually a separate piece of plastic that's on him. And I don't know, it looks like he's a cook or something. All right. And that's when we met Lando Calrissian. Now, this is the cool Lando Calrissian from 2011 with the pretty high articulation. You can move the head a little bit up and down. He's got a real cloth cape. He's got a weapon that I don't remember where I put it. And he got, elbows and wrists. And there you go. And I don't play with these things. It's just like you get them, they're cool. And then a lot of times what it is they went on clearance for like $1.99 or something. And then I got a whole bunch of Star Wars figures. That's what happened a lot. They overproduced them. Actually, I've read about that where they just made so many. And I remember at even Toys R Us, which used to never have sales, now they're in Macy's, but they had so many, they just would put it, like fill a big bin with them for $1.99, and you could get all your Star Wars figures, and from the Phantom Menace and from the Power of the Force, from the first 3 movies. So that's a pretty good Lando Calrissian, and I wanted to compare that with the 1980 Lando Calrissian. Hard to believe, 44 years ago, I have this guy, and as you can see, it's different, but he's got a little cape on there, and the skin tone is different and doesn't have all the articulation. It's 1980 articulation, right? Which is like, look, kid, at least you got it, all right? Stop your whining. You wanted Lando, there he is. And I also have Princess Leia in her Bespin outfit from 1980. And I didn't know who this was because I'm like, this looks like Anakin's mom from the Phantom Menace. And I'm like, yeah, but it couldn't be because this is 1980. So this is Princess Leia in her Bespin outfit. And look, they actually put effort into putting like a print and a design on this. So I think that's really cool, So there you go. And Bespin Guard from 1980. And I never knew what this was until I did the scan in my phone and looked it up. Because again, you collect these things or people give them to me and I don't know where they came from. And I'm like, oh, that's what that is. Okay. Because that could have ended up in the trash because I'm like, I don't know. Just throw it out. But, all right, Bespin Guard. And, C-3PO did not have a good time while he was on the Cloud City Bespin. And he got blown apart. And I think there's other pieces somewhere. I don't know. This would go on the back of Chewbacca, which I can't find my Chewbacca that came with this. And he had a little net. And I'm sure it'll show up. But here's what's neat about this, because I've had this for 20, almost 18 years. And I put the head in. I forgot I did this. And you push down and look, the eyes light up. They still light up after 18 years. The little battery, button cell battery, you got to unscrew it here. Button cell batteries, I've had button cell batteries last 30 years. But it's always surprising to me, even 18 years. I'm like, wow, that thing still works. So, and then he put them back together and his head was on backwards. So that's C-3PO. And at the end of the movie, Luke is hanging outside and he's hanging on this little piece of Cloud City. He falls down like this chute, the laundry chute, trash chute or something. And he's hanging outside and he's missing actually I think he's missing his wrist in that. And he was fighting Darth Vader. Yeah, and that's the figure that I got to find. I have the hand with the lightsaber, but I don't know. I think I know where the figure is, but I can't find the box where the figure is that doesn't have the hand. But anyway, I have this Luke and 1998 Luke. All right, so, it came with this I don't think it was this one, but anyway, you can imagine, right? That's what toys are all about. And there's Luke, and he looks like he's had a hard time. I believe Luke had a motorcycle accident between Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, and he had some kind of accident in a vehicle. And when you look at this action figure, it looks like he had an accident. And just an odd thing, this is, I don't know what this goes to. This is a Micro Machine A-Wing fighter, and from 1996. And when I looked up A-Wing fighters, I didn't see the one that had the battle damage like I have. So that's pretty neat, right? Shot up and everything, but still going. I think this might have been like the Clone Wars or something. This might be, if I remember correctly, maybe this is Obi-Wan Kenobi's ship. So, all right, well, that is our show on the little fellas that go to The Empire Strikes Back. And next up will be Return of the Jedi. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.